What did you see her growing into?
Whatever she wanted to be perfectly honest.
Best answer.
It's the truth. I mean, whatever she wanted, and whatever it was, she was going to be hugely successful at it.
Less than a week after Haidia's high school marching band had returned from the president's inauguration, school had just let out on an unusually warm winter day.
When I got a phone call from her friend, and she was like screaming, Haidia's been shot, Haidia's been shot.
She says she literally could not make sense of it, even after meeting her husband at the hospital.
This can't be us. Like, this is not our life. This is not the rest of my life.
I mean, the only thing I could really remember is why they bringing these tissues in here? Why they bringing these tissues in here?
After the doctor came in and told you that she hadn't made it, what do you remember happening after that?
I died. This is my best description. You ride roller coasters? Mm-hmm. Okay. And I think the intensity of riding a ride is hearing the click, 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 click. And then the roller coaster starts to roll. Your stomach goes like crazy, and then you reach instinctively for that bar. It's like reaching for that bar, but never having it and never falling any further to level off.
The kids at Thomas Point Elementary School, through pictures of her, you have a plethora of love you can read about.
I think the world wants you to know they're here with you. They're here for you.
Yeah.
They're here with you.
Yeah.
Just days after Haidia's murder, the Pendleton family was riding an emotional roller coaster. But they agreed to let us into their lives as they remembered Haidia's life as a typical teenager.
I said, Haidia, you lied to me. You told me you had a game on Friday. She said, no, you said I had a game on Friday. And so I let you think it.
They wanted to share their memories in the hope that her death would mean something.
I just think that there needs to be an awareness that, there are good people out here that have promising futures that are not living to see them through because something's wrong.
We've got people dying, and I'm not rolling over. I am not throwing the towel in.
This man thinks he knows why so many of Chicago's children are dying.
Good job, guys. Way to go.
Jack Riley is a longtime veteran of the Drug Enforcement Administration and heads the DEA's Chicago office, which controls 5 surrounding states.
I wanted to retire a few years ago. My wife's nagging me every day, get out of the job. I can't do it.
While Haidia became a celebrity in death, shootings happen just about every day in Chicago, like this one, captured on a police surveillance camera. Here it is again, in the lower part of your screen. Jack Riley says many Chicago shootings are carried out by the area's roughly 70,000 gang members who are going to war over one thing in particular, drugs.
All right, they're doing the deals now.
In your mind, there is an absolute direct connection between the murder rate in Chicago and the drug wars on the streets.
As sure as I'm sitting here, I'm telling you.
These days, he told us, the gangs are fighting mostly over the distribution of one drug alone, heroin.
It is, right now, the drug of choice for the street gangs.
And the worst part is, they're armed. This is practically a time bomb. And this is the reality we're living.
This man is risking his life to talk to us. He says the heroin is brought to Chicago by one main source, Mexico's infamous Sinaloa cartel.
How powerful is the cartel influence in Chicago right now?
It's very strong, the influence of the Sinaloa cartel here in Chicago, and it's getting stronger.
He should know he was once trusted by the cartel to smuggle drugs to Chicago.
I tell them if they have 50 kilos, I'll buy that. If they have 100 kilos, in a week I can sell that too.
Jack Riley says the Sinaloa cartel was run by one of the world's most dangerous men, Joaquin Chapo Guzman, seen here before he escaped from a Mexican prison in 2001. The feds say Guzman targeted Chicago specifically.
Why Chicago?
It's the same reason there's many Fortune 500 companies here. It is a business logistic home run.
You're over some of the biggest interstate highways in the country here, in addition to the trucking and obviously the rail, and that's what makes this area so important to traffickers.
Jack, you've got a personal history with Chapo Guzman.
Yeah, I hate the guy. He made it clear to some of his subordinates he'd like to see my head lopped off. I still got my head. Get in line, Chapo. Come on, let's go.
He virtually has his fingerprints on the guns that are killing the children of this city.
Guzman was considered such a menace to these streets that the city's crime commission named him public enemy number 1, a title they last bestowed on notorious gangster Al Capone.
Chapo to Chicago right now is what Al Capone was, in my opinion.
Does that make you the modern-day Elliot Ness?
I've been called worse.
Until Chapo and the Sinaloa cartel are brought to justice, Riley and a multi-agency strike force are vowing to take down the violent Chicago street gangs that do the cartel's bidding.
You know what's going on in this city.
About 15 to 20 gangbangers in the park.
They're demanding a safer place to live, a safer place to raise their kids. And that's what it's all about today. This is good versus evil, and you're riding with good today.
Great rates for great rides. Geico Motorcycle. See how much you could save.
If you feel young and youthful and vibrant, you want to look that way on the outside.
Gold Bond Restoring Lotion. 7 moisturizers, CoQ10 and ceramides help replenish vital nutrients lost over time.
My outside is finally matching up with my inside.
Gold Bond. Ultimate Lotion, Ultimate Skin.
See